Welcome to another edition of Crime News with Mark Solomon. It's Wednesday, June 23rd, 2021, and today we're going to be talking about malachite poisoning. We're also going to be talking about just a quick review of the timeline of the Lori, Vallow, Chad Daybell debacle, and go from there. Stay tuned. But before we get to that, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. I'm uploading them regularly. You want to be notified when I upload a new one, click that bell. Okay, so this is kind of a follow-up to yesterday's video, which I'm going to try to put as a card right up here, talking about all the different types of poisoning when I kind of focused on vitamin K. Look at that. Video before that is going to be same place where I was talking about the organophosphate pesticide poisoning. Watch that too, but watch this one first. This is going to be a short video, folks. But before we get to that, just here, let's just do a really quick update on the timeline. Remember, this is all in 2019. July 11, Alex Cox kills Charles Vallow, Lori Vallow's husband. October 9, Alex attempts to kill Tammy Daybell. October 22, she dies of natural causes. They're now being prosecuted for her death. We still don't know why. We don't know what killed her. We don't know how she died, yet she's being prosecuted for it, and we hope that we can find something out. Her autopsy has been sealed. November, the very next month, JJ and Tylee are missing, and December 12th, Alan Cox dies of a bilateral pulmonary embolus, as we talked about in yesterday's video where we discussed the autopsy and the toxicology. So if you haven't watched that, another card right here. So today we're going to be talking about malachite poisoning. And so let's just get straight to that. Malachite poisoning is what a lot of people, I had so many, dozens and dozens of people tell me malachite poisoning, the ring. They got jewelry with malachite gems in them. You know, what does that mean? They could have easily killed Alex Cox with that gem. So let's just look and see if that's feasible. Spoiler alert, I don't think it is, but I'm going to walk you through why I think that. I've done a lot of reading and research. Now, first off, malachite, widely available. I mean, you can get these things on Amazon. I could get one next week delivered. These things are easy. What is it? It's a green mineral, carbonate, hydroxide mineral. That's all the science we're getting into. Basically, it's a gemstone. Here we go. Health and environment concerns. I was looking on Wikipedia. This is the article. All the links, by the way, are going to be in the description below for every one of the websites I'm showing you. The health and environmental concerns on Wikipedia really sparse, and it talks about the health and environment and the acidic runoff of mining for malachite. So let's skip right to this article right here. This is an article from 2018 called Dangerous Dust. It's on Rock and Gem, and it talks about all the things that are bad with malachite. Now, what I tried to find out is what exactly do you get with malachite poisoning? What are the symptoms, right? Because we know that Alex Cox died of pulmonary embolus and thrombosis, right? That's the same thing. So in other words, the symptoms of CUO. So when we look at malachite, this is just, I don't think this is raw ore, but it is copper oxide. And this is really important. So among the worst offenders of all the things this article talks about is anything containing copper oxide. The higher the oxide of copper, which can cause damage to the endocrine and nervous systems. And so when we look at the symptoms, really important, the symptoms of copper oxide dust poisoning mimic the flu, causing headaches, coughing, sweating, sore throat, nausea, fever. Can also cause skin, eye, and respiratory tract infection. Caught my eye there. And are common along with the distinct metallic taste. So, you know, the symptoms just, he was gasping for breath, but we know why. He had giant blood clots, which killed him, and those were in both sides of his lungs. So the other interesting thing people were talking about is this stuff can be administered secretly, and that actually jives with what I found. When combined with nicotine. Here, look at this. Apparently, copper-impregnated dust combines with nicotine and tobacco tar and saliva to form a sickeningly sweet compound similar to saccharin. When the mouths start to taste like candy factory, these rockhounds know it's time to quit. Okay, but how does that affect Alex Cox and Zulema, who might have been there to poison him? Because remember, while some people think that Lori and Chad were in Hawaii at this point, they weren't. They were in Idaho, from what I understand. But Alex was with Zulema in Arizona. And if she put this copper oxide stuff from the malachite, with any form of tobacco or nicotine, that would have made a sweet substance. So in other words, putting that in tea or coffee or something else, I've got coffee right here. If somebody were to poison me with this stuff and I just got the flu sometime after, it's not rising, but it will make you very sick. And so the next question is, well, what if it's just plain old copper? It's a copper oxide. And again, what are the symptoms of just copper poisoning? And again, here are the symptoms that I found on this website. Again, link down in the description: diarrhea, epigastric pain and discomfort in the belly, blood in the urine, liver damage. Now, we did see in the autopsy that he did have some liver spots, but those weren't anything of damage. So I got from talking to that one forensic doctor, low blood pressure, which, our guy Alex Cox had high blood pressure, nausea, vomiting, which he did have, and kidney failure due to intravascular hemolysis. So in other words, folks, I don't believe this is the type of thing that, it's suspicious. Is it suspicious that they got this ring a week or two before Alex's death? Absolutely. Do I think it's a cause of his death? No. Now, from what I understand, Alex Cox's body was cremated, but they did take samples. If you look at the autopsy report from yesterday's video, you'll see that they'd kept samples. They were going to keep them for a year. Now, remember, Lori and Chad are being prosecuted in Idaho, and Alex died in Arizona. So the idea that these cases could be combined, really, really unlikely. I would say it's just almost never going to happen. But one of the things, they could also be prosecuted for what happened if they were to find out. Time's running out if they want to retest any of these samples for the heavy metals. But that's what I've got, folks. I don't think this is a malachite poisoning. I really, really, really don't. Just none of the symptoms seem to match up, but it is odd that the rings were procured weeks before his death. Okay. Keep those comments coming. I appreciate it. I'm reading them all. I really want to hear from you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Tag me on Twitter if you want. This is a big mystery. And remember, I had to put that thing in the front because instead of using a whiteboard, I know a couple people, you commented you needed a whiteboard. So did I. So thanks for watching. Keep those comments coming, and we'll see you next time.